Hello everyone, Comrade Kelly here. Welcome to a World Conquer 3 mod review. For today, we will be reviewing the Mental Omega mod by Rabbit version 0.98.1. So before we start off with this mod review, I would just like to advertise my Discord server, so feel free to drop by if you want to have a quick chat with me or some other people in my server. I would gladly appreciate it if you do join, so you can find the link in the description below or in the pinned comments. So without further ado, let's just get right back into the mod. So if you remember, I did a collaboration video with Jujas in this mod before. And since it's been a while, I'm gonna review everything again. But the main thing that's updated in this mod, if you did play this before, is 2 new conquests. So let's get right into it. So to the conquest, since it's been a while, I'll review everything again. So 1939, so this is just normal World War I, starting World War I date. And as you can see, everything looks very, as you can see here, so the Soviets have way more force in the Far East. And for some reason, the Soviet Union's at war with the Allies, even Germany and Italy. So it seems like the Axis and the Allies have allied themselves together to fight the Soviet Union, and it looks like the Soviet Union's going all solo on this, unless Japan's in the same faction. So let's just check Japan out to see which faction they're in. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So this is Japan. Japan's also soloing it seems. And yeah, so there are 3 factions in this world. We got the Japanese, we got the Soviet Union, and we just got the rest of the world. So if you want to give yourself a challenge, you can play Japan or the Soviet Union and, you know, try to take over the world. Moving on to the next one is 1947. So let's just check this one. It looks like the Soviet Union have pushed deeper into the Soviet Union. And yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot of unique units out there. As you can see, you got rocket artillery that shoot disgustingly far. And yeah, this is a bit more futuristic to say. You got infantry's motorized commandos. You got a bunch of tanks, bunch of artilleries in this game. And we got some paratroopers. Let's see how they look like. So they're just normal brown units. So yeah, as you can see, the Soviets have pushed way deeper. They even took Berlin from the looks of it. And they've gained a few allies. Bulgaria is now part of the allies, and they have made a invasion in Africa. China, the Chinese Civil War is still going on, so that's one of their new allies. They've kicked the Japanese out, it seems. And yeah, the Soviet Union's in a way better position now. And let's just exit again. So moving on to the next scenario, which would be 1982. Let's see what's going on. So as you can see here, the generals are now a bunch of Poland balls, or most of them are, except for this guy over here. I wonder who this guy is. Volvo. So I'm not sure where he's from, but as you can see, Kazakhstan has gained independence. Same with the rest of the stands. So Kyrgyzstan, Turkish, sorry, I can't pronounce some of them. Tajikistan, and so on and so forth. Turkmenistan, yeah. Mongolia's neutral in this war. You can see North and South Korea. We have a cool little anime character here, Yunru. And here we got the Republic of China and Taiwan. We got Japan over here. And yeah, so it seems like the Soviet Union's power just got a bit weaker, especially with all these new independent states. As you can see, Ukraine's against the Soviet Union now. But as you can see here, the Soviets have landed in North America, which is worrying actually. And they have gained a new ally here in Central America and South America. And it seems like, yeah, the Soviets have more grip in the African continent now too. And yeah, you know, a bunch more new allies such as Pakistan and Iran. So let's move on to the next scenario. I just realized a lot of these are very focused on like the Soviet Union, because you know they're either the main nation in this, the main character to say, or the main villain, whatever you want. So here in 2010, this is the famous American Civil War. I think I used this as a thumbnail in my previous video. And as you can see here, it's more realistic. We got so much new generals in this game. And yeah, America's still a mess. So we got the communist state of America. Here we got another faction of the communists, weirdly enough. We got the Texas. Some other nations are neutral. Maybe you can take them out. But yeah, as you can see, Central America or Mexico is now neutral from this war. And it looks like the Sino-Soviet split has happened. So you can see here, the Chinese are at war with the Soviets now. And the Soviets are now allied with most of mainland Europe. So France, Germany, Poland, Italy, so on and so forth, are now in the same faction as the Soviets. And we got the British over here at war with mainland Europe, which is pretty interesting. So that explains the two communist nations. This is probably like the Chinese-backed communists, and this is probably the Soviet-backed communists. So that's pretty interesting. Let's just check other factions, see where they're at. We got the British faction. And as you can see, I realized a lot of these nations are now communist, especially with their flag. And yeah, you got French Communist Canada here, same with Communist Germany, Italy, and most of the Balkans. Yeah, even Denmark has an interesting communist flag you got there. So we got only Spain, Portugal. What else is the British allied with? Mexico, some bits of America, oddly enough Texas too. But yeah, they're at war with the Soviet and the Chinese faction. So it's a big three-way war. Let's just check out China right now. And it seems like even the Japanese are not allied with the British. That's kind of surprising actually. Maybe they're in the Chinese faction, so let's just check it out. As you can see here, yep, they're in the Chinese faction, together with the Chinese-backed communist state in America. And it seems like that's about it. We got, you know, some Chinese bits here in Africa. So yeah, this is a Chinese faction, we got a Soviet faction, and we got the British American faction. It's pretty interesting. Let's move on to the next scenario. So we got 2035, this is the alien here. So here we have the alien here. As you can see, there's a lot of units in the screen right now. I'm not sure. Seems like it's way more difficult than normal. Here in Japan, we got they have almost taken all their mainland actually. Weirdly enough, there's another faction here in Japan. I'm not sure. I forgot what you call this island again. Nagasaki is yet to be taken. We got China and Hawaii, and it looks like they're surrounded. A bit difficult, you know. And yeah, our submarines are useless against those floating vehicles. Can my ships even shoot them? Oh, they can, but they're gonna do a lot of damage, as you can see there. So yeah, this is a very challenging year. You got Australia, India, but challenging as it seems like the modder has given each country's way more troops than normal. So yeah, as you can see here, we got I remember this. So this is the faction I mentioned before. As you can see, they have their capital Anchorage. And another anime character, Yunru again. Oh yeah, this faction might be interesting to play. I might give World Conqueror 3 a chance actually. But as you can see here, multiple generals, it seems, are in the terrorist side. So we got like the Turkish, Greek, Serbian, Polish generals. A bunch of them are, yeah, in the terrorist faction. That's pretty worrying. Let's just exit this and feature our last and final conquest for today. So this one's a bit unique since it wasn't added in the previous version. This is one of the newer ones. And let's just check it out what it is. I gave it a few tests, but I'm not too sure what is this based on yet. So it's 2020, so it's just a modern world, right? And I checked, there's a lot of generals, or yeah, a lot of generals added to this game. As you can see here, all of these are, yeah, you've never seen this in a vanilla mod. So a lot of work has been done to you know, customize the generals so it doesn't feel too out of place. As you can see, the Soviet Union's back, same, they're allied with China, so there's the new alliance. There's North Korea over here. So it looks like this is just the classic good old East versus West scenario, or the communist versus like the NATO nations. So yeah, as you can see here, Romania, Bulgaria, Egypt, what else? China, Russia are all in one faction, and America and the rest of the world are in their own faction. So yeah, so far I've been talking about the scenarios, and there's also the interesting campaigns. Each campaign's pretty difficult, not gonna lie, or it's pretty long and complicated, I guess. Let's just check them out right now. So far I've only unlocked two of them, the two starting campaigns. And if you play more, you unlock more campaigns. So if you're interested with this kind of stuff, you can go explore yourself. I won't feature it here because, you know, I have to beat it and it's gonna take up a lot of my time. But let's just check out the first few missions. So you got the Soviet one, and as you can see by that map already, it's gonna be a pretty big mission. Here we go. Here's the mother Rabbit. So as you can see here, our mission is to take all the capital city of the nations we're at war with. So we have to take Athens, Izmir, Trabzon, and yeah. After that we have to take Sofia, Belgrade, Venice. So most of the major cities has to fall to us. Actually, I think it's all the cities has to fall to us before, you know, we can beat this campaign. So it's gonna take a while. But if you're interested enough, especially in the, if you're like, kind of reminds me of like the Red Alert scenario. So the Soviets invades like mainland Europe or something, right? So let's check out the NATO missions, which is also pretty interesting. So we got the Americans here. This should be simpler, right? Compared to the Soviets. As you can see here, we got way more allies and it seems like a more balanced game. So again, all we have to take is most of the major cities from the Soviet Union. And Turkey too, oddly enough. Same with Hungary here. And yeah, we should be able to beat the mission. With whatever force we got over here, it's a smaller force, but you know, our allies should be able to handle them no problem. So yeah, that's it for this mod review. Again, if you do enjoy this mod, please give it a download, and you know, you can support the modder by subscribing to his channel. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!